Do you have an eye for fake gear? In this video, we're going to play a little game. I have a genuine Streamlight TLR-1 side by side with a fake AliExpress knockoff. I want you to comment as soon as you think you know which one is real and which one is fake. So I'm curious to see how many of you have an eye to spot the fake. At first glance, the flashlights are seemingly identical, but as this video goes on, you'll see why the fake doesn't hold a candle or candela to the real thing. Before we dive in, please consider subscribing to the channel. Our goal at Crackshot TV is to help educate you guys on gear from budget to high end, and so you won't waste money. Certainly, we don't want to see anyone get scammed into buying a fake knockoff. The Streamlight TLR-1 HL is an awesome flashlight. I'll probably do a short standalone video on this flashlight at a later date to go over all of its features, but let's take a high-level glance. Streamlight is known as the value option when it comes to tactical flashlights. Sure, you can go more expensive with an incredible brand like Surefire, but like most things in firearms, Streamlight offers a product that has most of the capability of higher-end brands at half the price. The TLR-1 HL boasts 1,000 lumens with 20,000 candela, making the Streamlight TLR-1 HL a decent choice for the average consumer. You can typically pick these up for around $150, so it'll come in at under half the price of a Surefire X300. Let's cross-compare the two finishes. The flashlight bodies at first glance both look production quality. Both the real and the fake have very similar markings. I know personally if I were to pick up one of these at, say, a gun show, I wouldn't know the difference, even if I was carrying the real one on me and at that very moment could hypothetically visually inspect both. Even though there are differences with the markings, a quick Google search shows that both markings appear on production flashlights. Let's check with holster compatibility. Both flashlights fit within a universal Blackhawk Omnivore holster. One of the two flashlights did not work in a really form-fit Kydex holster, which obviously will reveal the fake, so we'll look into that at the end of the video. As far as I can tell, they are essentially identical in terms of size at first glance. Weighing them both in your hand, they feel just about identical. Next, let's test the actual function of the flashlights. Both lights are very bright at first glance. At short distances, it's hard to tell the difference. Both flashlights feature similar controls. The controls feel and function exactly the same between the flashlights. The strobe feature works just fine on both. So far, both have held up well, although I have far more rounds on the real Streamlight than the knockoff, so I can't comment to longevity yet. However, at longer distances in the dark, say the length of my house, which is about 20 yards, you can start to tell the difference pretty clearly, although it may not be as obvious on camera. Let's now weigh the two flashlights. You can see that the black TLR-1 here is a little heavier than the FDE TLR-1. Finally, let's see if dimensional differences are more obvious when using a form-fitting Kydex holster. The black TLR-1 slips on like a glove, whereas the FDE TLR-1 just barely doesn't fit. And so now it should be pretty obvious which one is the fake. Obviously, the FDE TLR-1 is the AliExpress knockoff. Well, clearly the two flashlights are not the same. The real Streamlight TLR-1 HL has great performance. The fake operates at about 80% of that performance. I have no idea how long the fake one will hold up to actual range use, but I can vouch for the longevity of the real TLR-1, as it has lasted me now around 2 years worth of range trips. I imagine the Chinese version won't have the same longevity, but time will tell. I don't know, even having looked at both flashlights, real and fake, that I could distinguish the difference at a gun show without the Kydex holster and mounting it to a real pistol, then checking the fit. The two aesthetically are just so similar, which is scary. In daylight, I don't know that I could tell the difference, even if you could function test them. Furthermore, you really wouldn't be able to tell based on photos alone from a website like eBay or buying used online. So this is a scary proposition. How do you know that you are buying a genuine Streamlight? I don't think you can honestly know unless you buy Streamlight directly from Streamlight on a platform like Amazon, or if you buy from a trusted mainstream retailer like Cabela's or Midway USA. If you click on our blog post in the description, we'll link you to some trusted vendors where you can buy the real flashlight. That said, I would definitely be wary of buying one of these used, as it would be very difficult to tell real from fake. So at the end of the day, buyer definitely beware, and if possible, hopefully the seller will have the original packaging. I'm curious in the comments, were any of you able to tell which one was real and which was fake early on? At what point did it become obvious? Do you have other litmus tests you could tell someone if you saw a killer deal on one of these at a gun show? Let us know so that we can avoid getting scammed together. I hope this video was helpful to you. It was actually a lot of fun to make. If you like this sort of video, let me know and I'll do some more side-by-side compares of real versus fake tactical gear so we can help spot the differences and avoid getting scammed together.